Well, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, Poppies fans, wherever you may be, to Gloucester City. Well, to be more precise, Evesham United, where Gloucester City are playing at the moment. You're listening to Poppies TV audio, sponsored by El Goods Brewery. Today's clash, the Vanarama National League North, between Gloucester City AFC and Kettering Town. Kettering Town currently unbeaten in 5 in all competitions. Slowly starting to get a bit of form back, and Paul Cox yet to be beaten as manager. Gloucester City in their own vein of form at the moment, and I'll hand you over to Paul Cook to tell you whether that is good form or bad form.
Well, currently the Tigers are in 12th position on 22 points, having won 4 at home, drawn 2 and lost 2, having played 17 games. They were thrashed by Spennymoor Town 5-1 recently. They beat Bradford Pike Avenue 1-0, lost to Gateshead 1-0, beat Guiseley 3-1 here at the Spires and Hartwell Jubilee Stadium, yes, Evesham United's ground we're at. They drew 2-2 with Kings Lynn, beat Darlington 2-1, and more recently lost to AFC Telford 4-3. They have a new manager, James Rowe, replacing Mike Cook, and during midweek they signed midfielder Dan Sweeney from Solihull Moors. So they've made a loan signing like Kettering Town. If you haven't heard, we've signed defender Matt Taylor from Harrogate Town. He comes in because of the injured Joe Scars and suspended Marcus Kelly, and he'll be with us at least until January 2020. This should be a very interesting game. As I say, it depends what Gloucester team turn out. They're either up for it or not up for it. Let's hope that there's no well, I suppose new manager syndrome for the Tigers. Kettering have bounced back with Paul Cox. As Ed said, we're still unbeaten under Cox's regime, and Kettering in confident form. And we are sighted at the back here of the main stand. The sun going down, which is very good for our viewing purposes. Decent little ground for Evesham.
Decent view as well,
decent view, yeah,
of the rolling hills of Gloucestershire.
Sorry? Oh, rolling hills.
Yes, yep. And not really any civilization that we can see really from the ground. It's all very picturesque with the white fog descending.
It's the first time we've met since the 1971-72 Southern League North Division 1 season. Poppies drew 4-4 at Rockingham Road and lost 2-1 away. The majority of the fixtures between the two sides, between the 1950s and 60s, the Poppies winning 15 of the 34 encounters, as Dave Talby just walks by and gives me a prod up the posterior as I'm sitting high in the stand. And as I say, it should be a very interesting game. Kelly suspended for 2 games. He'll miss today and the game on Monday, which we'll be covering at Curzon Ashton. But other than that, it's the same team as that impressive 3-0 win against Peterborough Sports last weekend.
Yes, it is. And Paul, whilst since you have been speaking, why don't you take us through the teams?
Yep, in goal for Kettering is Paul White. Number 2, Gary Storer. 3, making his debut, Matthew Taylor. 4, and captain Luke Graham. 5, Michael McGrath. 6, Ben Mills. 7, Daniel Enty. 8, Aaron O'Connor. 9, Connor Kennedy. 10, Lyndon Meikle. And 11, Michael Richards. The sub to the Poppies this afternoon are 12, Joel Carter. 14, Brett Solkin. 15, Tree Mitford. 16, Mo Seba. And 17, Jack O'Connor. Gloucester line up like this. In goal is Will Henry. 2, Spencer Hamilton. 3, Jack Senior. 4, Liam Daly. 5, and captain Sam Avery. 6, Josh Thomas. 7, Joe Parker. 8, and leading goal scorer Joe Hanks. He's one to be watched out for. 9, Marlon Jackson. 10, new signing Daniel Sweeney. And 11, Fabian Roberts. 12, and substitute is Alex Haynut. 14, Ross Johnson. 17, Zach. 14. 15 is Zach. Zach Coatwicker, I think we'll call him. Coatwicker. 16, Kieran Smith. And 17, Chris Knowles. So there's your lineups, and hopefully we'll be able to transmit them very, very nicely. Very good view, as we said. One of the better views that we've had. There's a nice view at Leek as well, isn't there, of the power station in the background.
Yes, this is slightly more picturesque, it has to be said. But there seems to be a gathering of different fences down to our right, which I would imagine is the teams about to come out. We're not very far away from kick-off, and in fact, here we are. The teams are coming out now. It's Gloucester City AFC in a red strip with yellowy orange trim, red shorts and red socks with yellow trim. Kettering Town for the first time since Darlington away, playing in a blue
Well, let's hope
strip.
that's not an omen.
Well, yes, blue strip of blue and white stripes with solid blue back, blue shorts with white stripe down the side and white socks. Goalkeeper for Gloucester City, Will Henry, in a pink shirt, black shorts, black socks, and Paul White in all green.
Paul White, of course, played against one of his former clubs. He played 23 times for the Tigers before he joined Kettering. So a welcome return to him. He's over the 150 mark almost for Kettering, so it's definitely a Poppy, not a Tiger. And was it Tiger Feet, I think, very, very muddy.
Yes, yes, very good. Good reference.
We've got one in. We've got one in already. We have.
That's very good. But out come the various backroom staff now. The dugouts, fair distance away from each other, so you would hope there's not going to be too much of a fracas between managerial teams. There was certainly discussions going on against Peterborough last week, both on and off the pitch for both teams, which of course is why Marcus Kelly isn't here. 2 yellow cards against Peterborough Sports. He was booked in the first half for diving and then booked in the second half for a cynical foul on the way back. So he will miss, as we've already said, today's game and Curzon Ashton. He'll be back in contention for York City, but of course he's going to have to fight for his place now because Joe Scars is out. But Matt Taylor, as you've said, from Harrogate Town, is here until January, who is a left back. So there's a bit of competition there. If Marcus Kelly is indeed to be kept as a left back, he may be pushed further forward again. As we look down to the pitch, there is a huddle going on for Gloucester City. Kettering are just waiting for the game to start. I don't know whether we've had the coin toss or not yet. So I wasn't watching. It has
Looks
to be
like
said.
there'll be a minute's silence by all accounts here, Ed. We've got all around the centre circle. Not sure what this one is for, but there is a minute's silence going ahead. So just bear with us. This will start and end the referee's whistle.
It's a minute's applause. There we go, minute's applause now done.
We think it's for one of the officials of the league. I think his name's Bill. That's all I can remember. But a minute applause is over and done with. Kettering will be kicking from left to right towards the covered end. It's a stretch all the way down behind the goal.
The chilled storage and distribution end.
Is that a 5 for us?
I think it has to be, or we can call them IDS transport end. I don't know. One of those two.
Anyway, they're kicking that way. It's going to be O'Connor to get us off. Referee looking at his watch. Fans making their way to the open end area. The Kettering fans are in the covered end. Not too many from Gloucester here. It's about a half an hour, I think, from Gloucester, Evesham, I believe. And we are off. And it's Taylor to get his first touch. Headed back by Robert. And there is Richards. Flicks it over, and that's going to go out for the first throw-in of the afternoon. Very lame start there. Joel Carter just going on to the pitch. Throwing going to be taken by Jack Senior. Does so. He finds Sweeney, the loanee from Solihull, who scored a few goals from midfield. A good ball there to Jackson, and it's a throw-in to Kettering. It came off Jackson. He looks a big unit.
There seems to be a handmade banner being erected behind the goal that Gloucester are going to be attacking. We'll wait to see.
Yeah.
He's battling with the wind at the moment, so we're being oh no, I don't think that's the right call.
Oh, they're thanking me, I think.
But yeah, I'm not too sure. We'll wait to see. He's still battling at the moment.
Yes, it's a throw on the halfway line. It's Senior again to take this. Remember that they've just changed managers. It is James Rowe in charge now.
He's given up the banner.
Yeah. No staying power. Ball flicked over towards Taylor on the far side, getting a chance to show what he can do. He puts the ball in towards O'Connor. He won't get there. Sam Avery does. He heads the ball towards Jackson, and that arrives with McGrath. He puts the ball back to Paul White, and White delivers it towards Enty and Kennedy. Enty wins the header, thinks he's fouled, but Jack Senior gets the ball and plays it back to goalkeeper Will Henry, playing in a pink shirt and black shorts. Yeah, the banner has now been erected on the far side. We'll bring you the exciting news what that's about a little later.
Is it?
So yes, there by the teacher. It's his teacher's whiskey or whatever, but it's anyway. The ball's back in play. Enty gets it to Mills. Mills flicks it on for Enty to chase. Enty bearing down on the number 5, who has to head it back to goalkeeper Henry. He does so, collects it in the penalty area, and it's just kicked off here. Obviously, at
it does say thanks, Cookie.
What have I done?
That's
very, very, very kind of them, but I don't know what I've done.
We'll have to find out what that's all about.
Yeah. Headed on to Storer. Storer hooks the ball, but it's blocked by Jackson and kept in. It's a good ball towards Robert. Hooked away again by Storer. Senior underneath it. And it's now with Enty, though. Enty does well, gets it to Mills. Mills plays it back to Connor Kennedy. He flicks the ball forward for Enty to chase. The number 5's got a battle on here with Enty. Enty shoulder charges. Then, unfortunately, when the ball was going right for him, it went wrong. He fell over. If he'd got control there, it wasn't a foul. There could have been a shot on target. But unlucky for Enty as he slipped at the vital time. And
just when everything was going absolutely right for him, it went absolutely wrong.
The old Napoleon quote. Yes, we must get that one in, don't we? That was his Waterloo, of course, but there we are. It's a goal kick then to the Tigers. First time we played them since 1971-72 in a competitive league game. And Kettering lost that on day 2-1. That was away in Gloucester, but we are in Evesham, so if you've gone to Gloucester, hard luck. Ball has been played out towards Storer, who's got a bit of space to manoeuvre the ball. He plays it long to Enty. Enty does well, traps it, plays it back to Storer, who's advanced, and then he's fouled and goes down with a bit of pain there. He's fouled by Josh Thomas. Referee is going to give a free kick. Looks like it might be his Achilles where he's been tapped.
Yeah,
very painful if you get one there, I can assure you. And he's still down, is Storer. Doesn't really stay down unless
he has to, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, good afternoon, everyone. Sean Tailby, BRLM. Nice. GC from the Isle of Wight. Stuart Tyrrell. JLW, hello to you. Mick Cooper, afternoon as well. Stuart McDermott, of course, afternoon from Pittsburgh.
The Steelers.
And we have got a chance now for... it's going to be Matt Taylor, who's come all the way over from the left back position to the right hand side. He's going to swing this in left footed in towards Will Henry, the goalkeeper. Free kick comes in. He's clipped it a bit high, headed back across goal. In fact, it wasn't headed back across goal, it was headed behind harmlessly for a goal kick by, I believe, Michael McGrath it was.
Yeah, Taylor has made a few assists with the teams he's played for and scored for, I think it was... Harrogate Town in his short time. He did play against Kettering when Kettering were thrashed by Banbury United 4-1 on that evening that we covered that game, as Banbury were very, very impressive. Ball flicked forward towards O'Connor, who's beaten to it, and it is back with Sam Avery. He dispatches the ball on the left hand side, cut out by Taylor. He's got the ball to Meikle, who then is fouled, and he goes down clutching his face. It's quickly taken though, and Meikle's still down. The free kick didn't do any favours to Kettering. Enty's had to come back for it. He does. Gets it to Storer. Storer inside. He's outside the penalty area now. Might try a long ranger. Puts it through, but it's cut out by Josh Thomas and just hooked anywhere. Meikle's finally got it rubbing his head, and the ball has been played back by McGrath to Paul White, who's coming out of his penalty area to deliver the ball. 0-0 here at the Spires and Hartwell Stadium, I think it is.
There's not a Jubilee in there somewhere.
Qu'est-ce que c'est?
Not sure. Yeah, it's one of those names that seems to get longer every time you say it.
The Spires and Hartwell Jubilee Stadium.
I'm sure there was a Jubilee in there.
Yep.
Yeah. There we go.
But on the far side, it is Joe Parker for the home side, but cut it out by Taylor to Meikle. Meikle under pressure, gets the ball back to Taylor. Taylor down the line gets it to Richards. Richards to Meikle. Meikle trying to find empty. Cut out by Avery. And it's a throw in to the Poppies. Quite a lacklustre start, really. Teams just seem to be playing a bit of chess game, a bit of a opening gambit sort of thing.
Lacklustre, the code for boring.
I didn't say that. I'm quite impressed.
No, it's not been the fast, exciting start that it has been in the past few games. It's been very much two teams trying to suss each other out, I think.
I think that's the order of the day so far, isn't it? And I'm sure the excitement will build as ball is out of place. We're thrown to the Poppies on the far side, which it is.
It doesn't help that it is quite a sparse crowd today.
No, it doesn't look like there's more than probably 300 here, to be honest, but mostly look like Kettering fans, to be fair, but we shall have to wait and see. It is a throwing when we get ready. It's going to be Connor Kennedy, a long one, and Kennedy doesn't do a long one. In fact, he plays it back to Taylor. He puts it back to Kennedy. He traps it. Does well. It's cut out though, but he wins it back, then loses it. And the ball is flicked through towards Daniel Sweeney, to Marlon Jackson. He's a thrill of a player, really, Jackson. And he gets the ball over to Robert, but it's cut out. And that was bad as Enty careers away down this right-hand side. He's beaten to it by Avery. A throw-in. Well...
So he put so much on it that gentleman's glove flew off his hand as he tried to stop it.
He beat it, didn't he? So
it was... So don't stop till you get enough. I think we've had enough now.
Well, there's a wall there anyway, but it's going to be a long throw, this time by O'Connor on this right-hand side. And the traditional rubbing of the ball on his shirt. And we know he can put a long throw in. And he's preparing to take this throw in. A lot of jostling around in the penalty area, as you would expect. Ball comes in, it headed out, and there seems to be a foul by McGrath. Referee seen that, and it will be a free kick.
Well, I think my chair has actually just broken.
You've broken the chair?
I don't know. There was a crack, and then I sort of dropped down a couple of feet.
A good job you weren't on the supporters bus then. They had a tyre burst, didn't they?
They did have a tyre burst, yes.
They all got here safely, if anybody is listening, so you're okay. They had a tyre burst on the... it was their excitement so far for the afternoon, but you do look to be in a different position than you were a few minutes ago, so he's broke the chair.
So if there was a sign that I need to go on a diet, I think that's it.
Luke Graham gets the ball out to Mills, and Kennedy is slashed down, and nothing given there. The referee, he's not the bloke from last week, is he, the referee, because he was an awful tackle. And Kennedy gets up grimacing as he trots there. Definitely a foul, but Kettering pressing on. The ball back with the goalkeeper Henry, who just then careers the ball with his Toblerone foot out of the ground and into the countryside. It's gone miles.
Yes, and big cheer from the Kettering fans for that one. Of course, they have to film the games by the order of the league, and I've just spotted the camera. That's what I was looking for. So you may be able to have a look at that one if they decide to put it in their highlights, or whether they are kind enough to send us the whole lot.
But we get sent the footage anyway by the league, so
in which case we'll put it in the highlights then.
We'll do our own highlights if need be, or Richard Atkinson will when he's available. But it's Connor Kennedy on the far side now with another long throw-in. He's not going to fool us, is he, and throw it to... No, Taylor's going back, so it will be a long throw-in. Up come the tall boys. Luke Graham, who's scored this season, a very rare goal for Luke Graham, that 3-4-4 draw against Blythe. Hasn't been taken yet. Kennedy now with the throw-in into the penalty area. Headed out again by Gloucester. And Richards tries a long ranger. Oh, the goalkeeper was at full stretch there. Will Henry just goes by the post, but a very good strike indeed. 25 yards.
What a hit. And
it
the
was
rest.
A great strike, wasn't it?
Absolute corker of a hit. And I'll tell you what, if that had have gone in, I think it might have been everyone on the pitch time, because
that would have been spectacular.
Absolutely. It was on the half volley, stretching for it, and it just arrowed. It didn't dip or swerve or anything. It just arrowed in towards the top corner, just past the post, had the keeper scrambling. Ball lumped forward towards Aaron O'Connor again. It's headed out by the 4. That's Daly. Headed back again, up and not really out. Brought down by the 11, Robert. Meikle challenged, and here away comes Spencer Hamilton. Ball through towards 10. Daniel Sweeney, who's got a chance now. He's got players joining him. He's on the edge of the Kettering area. Goes onto his right foot. It's a heavy touch. Luke Graham gets there. Ball towards the back post. Can't be controlled. The number 3 shoots. Oh, it's a great goal. Great goal by Jack Senior. It took a half volley, and he lashed it into the bottom corner, left-footed. 12 minutes gone. It's Gloucester City 1, Kettering Town 0.
Well, it was a very good move indeed. The two new boys, Sweeney and Senior, working together there as an excellent finish. And Kettering, that was the first real attack, first shot on target, and that ball sailed by Paul White, who was helpless in trying to stop that from going in. So after a promising start by Kettering, the first real attack from the Tigers sees the Poppies a goal down. 12 minutes gone here at Evesham. It's Gloucester 1, Kettering Town 0. And Kettering, of course, fighting back now as Ben Mills in the penalty area, trying to get the ball over. Good save at the near post there from Will Henry. Gives Kettering a corner. Mills almost responding straight away to the opening goal of the game. And it's Mills who's going to take this corner. Kettering playing in their blue and white stripes, as Ed said, that Gloucester are all in red with a orangey stripe down the right hand side. Left hand side, my right. And in comes to Mills, takes it, the header comes in, O'Connor's there, and it runs off him harmlessly for a goal kick. Well, Paul Cox has often said to us that he wants to see how Kettering respond when they go a goal behind. We were 3 goals behind.
He's already seen that against Blythe. He doesn't need to see it again.
He does on the away travels, doesn't he? We've not seen it on the away travels yet. So, but certainly we know we can come back from being behind. But it's such a lacklustre sort of game at the moment. Even though the home side are a goal up,
it's not been a classic. Fair to say.
Only 14 minutes into it, but there we are. Taylor can't win it. The 10 can't either. Sweeney puts it out for a Kettering. Oh, it's not a Kettering throw-in. It's I was going to say a Banbury throw-in then, but it's not Banbury.
They do play in a similar kit, don't they?
They do, yes. And good work there by Taylor again, and he's involved again. It comes off Taylor for a throw-in on the far side. He's been involved as the debutee quite a lot in the opening 15 minutes of this game. And Kettering 1 goal behind. You'll listen to Poppy's TV audio, and sponsored by Elgood's Brewery for this season. The ball is back with Liam Daly. Daly then puts the ball back into his own half to Avery. He takes his time. It's back with Avery, a bit of 1-2. Mills forcing forward. The ball back now with the goalkeeper Will Henry. Henry takes a touch, delays it, then gets the ball out on the far side, headed on towards Sweeney, but McGrath is there. He should get the ball back to Paul White. He does. White takes it on the first chance, lofts it towards O'Connor, but he's beaten to it. Taylor, in fact, it was McGrath wins that, and that goes out for a throw-in to the Tigers. 0-1, if you're listening in. And I hope you're having a nice warm afternoon. It's a little chilly here.
It's not really 0-1, is it? It's 1-0. The home side are indeed 1 goal up, and the away side are 0.
I'm not going into it. Looking at the countryside over the back there, it's quite picturesque, isn't it? Quite. Can you imagine Turner doing a landscape of it all? That's.
Throw-in taken then. Jack Taylor heads it, and Graham completes the clearance. O'Connor comes back, and a wonderful ball out, really nice ball out to Gary Storer. Storer still going down the line, still going Gary Storer. Look at the pace on Gary Storer here. Plays it into Daniel Enty. Enty's held the ball up though, he's not really got any real options. Goes back to Richens in. Not cleared. Still not cleared. Kennedy onto his right foot. Plays it through to Storer. And it's deflected out and it'll be cleared away again. Richens gets in the way of the clearance. Springs the ball out to Meikle on the left-hand side. Cuts it on his right foot. Dinks one in towards Kennedy. It's a really nice idea. It's just not quite the right execution.
Yeah, good work there from the Poppies. Adventurous going forward, playing some decent football. Just need to finish off in the final phase, but encouraging to see. And plenty of time in this game, of course, to get back into it. It's only a goal. And that's won by McGrath. It goes out for a throw on the far side by the Kettering dugout. Everybody's wearing gloves and hats. Warm tea being walked around the ground as the throw been taken. Spencer Hamilton lobs the ball forward, but a bit of a mess up there between Graham and McGrath. And Graham gives it to Sweeney. Sweeney still with the ball. The number 3 Steen is unmarked at the back post at the moment. And it's still Hamilton with the ball to Sweeney. Sweeney's going to get the ball over. He can't. It's cut out, and that should be a corner to the home side. It was. I've got to watch Jack Skinner at the back post there. He was unmarked there. He scored from that position earlier on 12 minutes, and Kettering haven't really looked at that position, it seems. But it is a corner to be taken by Fabian Robert. He puts the ball down on the far side. The usual 2 arms goes up. Never really was quite sure what that means. Everyone does it, but in it comes towards the near post, headed by the number 4 scramble and kicked out by Connor Kennedy towards O'Connor, who's being marshalled by Josh Thomas. And Meikle does well to stop it from going out, then loses the ball to Daly. And it is the number 2 Hamilton who wins it again down this right hand side, puts the ball in low. It's heeled away, and Graham just delivers the ball out for a throw-in. Probably could have done a little bit better there, Luke Graham. Had time on his side to get it to a Poppies player, but it is a throw-in by the halfway line. And
yeah, it wasn't second time now Luke Graham has played the ball straight out. Yeah. Where's the ball? Paul White's got it. Goal kick for Kettering then. Paul White to take it right-footed. And adds it on the right-hand side of the box. Everyone comes over to this near side. So no points for guessing where this is going to go. Looking for NT. Well, the number 4 is winning everything in the air at the moment. It's down to Kettering Twins' second balls. Well,
he's colossal, isn't he, the number 4, Liam Daly. He's the tallest player out there, and these teams all seem to have one of these giants. And Daly is definitely theirs, but it's Richens wins the ball in the centre circle for Kettering. Trying to spread out to NT. He won't be able to keep this in. He can't. And Senior, the goal scorer, is going to take this throw-in. Hasn't delivered it yet. There's not a lot on for him. A bit of movement now. And there is. It's Sweeney's robbed by Richards. Puts the ball forward to O'Connor. O'Connor onside in the penalty area.
He's got no one with him.
No one to pass it to. Ricochet. A shot here by Milnes. All he got to do is get it on target and would have put the goalkeeper under pressure, but he blazes that one over the bar. Just gone over. The referee goes down on one knee, and he's having a quick prayer, I think, because of that one. But there's a good chance there for Kettering. Good work by O'Connor. And
yeah, it's a great ball through as well. Gloucester have almost stopped and looked at the linesman to see whether O'Connor was being offside. He's obviously they've studied the footage, but
apparently they do study our footage. The referees
do use
so we're not
footage.
getting any royalties for this,
no.
But the referees do study the footage from our first game of the season to base their seminars on. So we would like some royalties for that. As the ball is back with Richards, he hooks it towards O'Connor, but Liam Daly then hoofs the ball into the night sky. It's headed on. It's back in by Richards. That goes out for a throw-in. Paul Cox reckons it's the Kettering ball, but it isn't. And it will be Spencer Hamilton on the far side to take this throw-in well halfway in the Tigers' half. Goes straight towards Taylor, and Taylor this time allows the reply header to go out for a throw-in. Gloucester 1, Kettering Town 0. That's the latest score. How many minutes we had, Ed?
21.
21 minutes then. So there we go. Goal scored on 12 minutes by Jack Senior. Don't forget, on Monday night we will be at Curzon Ashton. That's north of Manchester. We'll be covering that for you. So if you can't get to the game, go down to the clubhouse, which has been opened by Gary Graham, so you can have a pint and listen in to the broadcast. And then on Saturday, York City are the visitors to Latimer Park. A throw-in on the far side now for Kettering. It's going to be a long one again, you can tell, with Kennedy, who always wipes the ball down. No towels around this time, though. Get those at home. But Kennedy, he failed to deliver the ball, but he does now. It comes in, headed out, though, once again. Shot comes in from Meikle. And that goes straight at Will Henry from about 30 yards. No real difficulty for the goalkeeper. He bowls the ball out.
Yeah, no, striking the ball well at the moment, Kettering, just not getting the direction right. That's headed on. Graham should deal with that. Left-footed. He's given the ball away straight again to the number 10, who's fouled by at least 2 Kettering players. And it'll be a free kick. That's now the 3rd time that Luke Graham's given the ball straight away to an opposition player.
He's been quite assured recently, hasn't he, Luke Graham? But seems to be a bit jittery on this performance
Probably
so
why
far.
we're noticing it, to be honest, because of how good he has been recently.
Exactly. And it's a good position here for the home side. Probably not a strike on target unless Sweeney has a wonderfoot. But we haven't seen goals scored from this range before, and you never know.
Kettering's Achilles heel, the early part of this season, was free kicks.
It was, and it's a 2-man wall with Milnes and Meikle in it.
I think Sweeney might shoot here.
Yeah, and Richards has joined the wall.
It looks like he fancies it.
He does, yeah.
There's no one running off it. It's going to be the number 8 who shoots.
And that's 3 points.
Yeah, that's... we'll restart the game for a goal kick. And, I mean, that was that poor that no one even bothered to josh that one.
No. Almost knocked somebody off the top of the stand there. Look who's...
it's quite an interesting terrace behind the goal, isn't it? It's sort of a...
temporary stand.
It does look almost temporary, doesn't it? Paul White then. Kennedy doesn't win the header. And Kettering don't win the second ball either. It's gone all the way back to Paul White anyway, so he tries again, hits long. Enty, the man looking for it, goes over everyone, goes over the number 3, and O'Connor brings it down, lays it off to Enty. Enty takes it in his path, right hand side, looking for an option now, puts the ball in low, deflection, and then cleared behind again by the number 6, Josh Thomas, for another Kettering corner.
Yeah, another good move. Enty involved in all of Kettering's play going forward. It's new boy Matt Taylor who's going to take
this. Change of tactic on the corners. It was Ben Milnes up until this point.
Yep, and no Kelly, of course, to take the corners because he's suspended. So it's Taylor, who, as I say, has got some assists this season from his game. It comes in towards the back post. It's headed out easily and cleared by the Tigers. Milnes trying to get there, gets there first, gets it towards Taylor, but puts it out for a throw-in.
24 gone. Still 1-0 to Gloucester. After that 12th minute strike by Jack Senior, lashing it into the bottom corner. Wonderful strike. Not a lot Paul White could do about it. But Kettering have had chances, just not yet managed to capitalise on any of them. Ball cleared high. Headed down, unchallenged. Richins comes all the way back and then clears again. Straight to the number 8 though, who's got a run now. Good challenge by Richins again. And it's still with Gloucester. Now with the 8. Ball put in low. Saved by Paul White. Scrambled. He's offside anyway as the player. Paul White had palmed the ball straight into the on-rushing attacker for Gloucester, who was offside. And there was a scramble. Paul White managed to get the ball in his hands anyway.
What they're worrying though, Ed, it's second ball, isn't it? We're not getting the second ball from any of the challenges that we make. And
Richins has put in 2 really good challenges there, but it's just been allowed Gloucester to just attack from a different position effectively. Now it's with Taylor. Taylor, great ball down to O'Connor. O'Connor slips but still has the ball. He's being hassled. Lays it off to Meikle. Meikle's got Taylor on the outside of him. He uses Taylor. Puts the defender on his backside, and then the defender gets back up. And
was that the alley double shuffle he tried to do there, wasn't it?
The issue was that I'd lost my train of thought because I nearly said something else. It's a
That's
throw
a good
in
job
for,
we didn't, because we are live.
We are live, yeah. For Kettering in front of the away dugout. Taylor to take it again. Goes long down the line. Easy header away. Taylor will... well, it's a bit of pinball, and Michael McGrath's been caught in possession there, and won the ball on that challenge, says the referee. Good challenge by McGrath, because Gloucester were away, and the number 5 has to deal with this, and Conor Kennedy closes the clearance down, but behind for a goal kick. Still 1-0.
Yeah, I would have been worried a few weeks ago if we were a goal down, but this is a different Kettering Town team of late who don't give up. So there's plenty of time left in this game.
Oh yeah, I mean, judging on performances, you can't really be scared even if Kettering are 3-0 down.
No, you can't, and that's always encouraging, isn't it? As not Wasp, was it?
No, I'm just looking at the fast food sign behind us.
Oh dear, I didn't realise that.
Yes. Goal kick taken straight out of play for a throw-in for Kettering, which Jack Taylor will take. Taylor then. High down the line again. Headed away by the 8. And Taylor can't win the second header. McGrath's there though. Caught in possession again, and it's not going out of play. And Kettering just a little bit sloppy at the moment, as McGrath does well to get it to Meikle. Meikle shovels it through, but straight out for a throw-in.
Paul Cox said to me when we played against Blythe in the first half, we were trying to play too much football, and that seems to be what's happening here. Rather than lumping it and having a go, they're trying to play themselves out of trouble, and it's costing them dearly at the moment.
Yeah, no one wants us to turn into the big hoofball game, but there are certain scenarios where we seem to be just trying to be a bit too cute. Like you say, we're playing it out of areas that maybe we should just be getting rid of.
It should be just humped out the way and dealt with, rather than the fancy play.
So, Paraflack, after the recent uplift in fortunes and spirit at the club and improvement of league position after the appointment of Cox, is the club looking at ground improvements to make the requirements by March?
Yes.
Well, there were 3 major requirements. One's already done, one's in the process of being done, and the third one I'm pretty sure is already ready to go. We're just waiting for the second one to be done before we start getting on with the third one.
Correct.
Excellent. Roger Dean, been away but now back supporting Dixie. Well, welcome back. You've picked a great game to come back to. Kettering currently losing 1-0, which of course we will blame entirely on you.
Well, that's a good idea, isn't it?
It is, isn't it? Yeah. Goal kick for Kettering as the throw-in amounted to precisely nothing. So Paul White again, electing to go to the other side of his 6-yard area to take this. And Kettering again have to be ready to win second balls, because there's probably not going to be a lot of first balls being won with the size of this back line for Gloucester, and I don't think anyone's going to win that first ball. It's held up. Kettering don't win the second, but they do get there on the third. Taylor has he's got a little bit lucky there, and Meikle comes all the way back to McGrath. McGrath clears left foot. A lot of players slipping about on there at the moment.
Yeah, there's been a lot of rain, hasn't there, in the week, only yesterday where it didn't rain really. I'm not sure what the weather conditions were like in Gloucestershire, but they do seem to be slipping around. And
it seems to be holding up okay. I mean, there's a lot of divots on it. You can see where players have been running around on it. But it doesn't... It's still green. It looks like there might be a substitution here for Kettering, actually.
Well, yes.
Joel Carter's being told to get stripped off and ready. Now, that's interesting. We saw Jose Mourinho substitute Eric Dyer on the 30th minute in the Champions League on Tuesday. And there could be a chance here, but here through comes Gloucester again, and Paul White comes out and absolutely cleans Michael McGrath out, but it has gone for a throw-in. Is this injury, or is this...
Is it going to be Ben
tactical?
Milnes? Well, tactical, yes. We'll have to find out later if...
Ben Milnes was a doubt before today. He had a little bit of a niggle against Peterborough Sports. So whether that's been furthered by something in this first half, but there's definitely going to be a substitution.
Unless you're just warming the board up. But the ball's put through here. It has to be cleared, and it's...
it's not really cleared.
It's not really cleared is it?
Yeah, and Milnes is fouled. He got there before the number 11. The number 11 then just bundled into the back of him.
Very scrappy Kettering at the moment. They've that determination and patience seems to have evaporated at the moment. But early doors, as they say. Paul White putting the ball down. Nothing. The light's still on over the road there with the substitutes board, but nothing has happened so far. Headed on by Conor Kennedy towards Richards. He's beaten to it. and it came off Connor Kennedy and goes down the tunnel, and it's in with the fans who deliver the ball back. And indeed, still nothing happened yet, but we can see Carter is stripped almost and ready to come on. He's just doing his laces up, so he will be coming on. NT beaten to it. Richards wins the ball, does well, gets it to Mills. He flicks it for O'Connor. O'Connor does well, but the number 5 there, Avery, does better and just hoofs it anywhere.
That's a clearance. It's gone for a goal kick. Yeah. And it's taken one bounce before it got there as well. He's absolutely.
Well, here is Carter coming on, Ed.
Well, no one seems to be struggling injury-wise. Could this just be an early tactical substitution? Has he seen something that he's not happy with? And Carter's tall, and we're not winning a fair amount of headers.
No. But in comes NT, won by Senior, headed on by Sweeney. Luke Graham just kicks the ball out. It could be Luke Graham, you never know. He's been struggling a little bit.
Touch.
That was an appalling touch there by a Kettering fan who couldn't control it, and has to go down for the 3rd time to pick it up, and then throws it over the player. Awful. It is Ben Milnes.
Yeah, he's hobbling a little bit on that left leg, isn't he?
He did take that knock at Peterborough Sports last week, and was a doubt as Joel Carter.
What on earth was that announcement about?
Strange announcement there, rather. Not really sure, really. Joel Carter.
Yeah, he didn't seem sure of himself.
No, well, it is Joel Carter. And
strange announcement.
He gets a chance.
I mean, I know we've had 4 seasons of Gary Graham, but what?
Minute number 12.
12 on the golden goal.
Is it worth me looking?
But it's only taken them 20 minutes, but they've confirmed it.
I look at half time. I usually throw my tickets away because there's no chance
yes,
of
you
winning.
bought one, didn't you?
I did.
Oh, but here come Gloucester and the number 10. Daniel Sweeney was offside, and we could tell that.
Good movement there again from
side.
Gloucester. You've got to be pretty alert, the Kettering defence. They encounter very quick, and if you're not watching what's going on, you're under pressure. Paul White placing the ball down midway in his own half, and delivers the ball towards NT and Carter. Carter loses out to NT. It's flicked on by Thomas. It's back with NT, and then O'Connor, and a harsh offside decision there, I'd say.
He was, though.
He was by a millimetre. And the first O'Connor offside happens this afternoon.
34 minutes in, he's done well.
Next Saturday at Latimer Park, a rare home game. Be the only one unless we draw in the replay in the FA Trophy before Brackley on Boxing Day. So we could do with everyone's support down at the club on Saturday against York City. Luke Graham heads the ball towards Kennedy, but Avery wins that, and pushed forward by Hanks. And the number 7 might give him the chance here.
Be
Taylor.
Well, he put it wide, but I tell you what, that goes in. Kettering have got an absolute shout for handball in the build-up.
Yeah, it was a handball.
They were screaming for it, and nothing was given. And it fell through to Joe Parker, who did put the shot over. But if that goes in, Kettering would have not been happy, let's say that.
Another referee who seems to be a talking point slightly in this game, as last week's was as well, which is a shame. I have to talk about referees, but he's
not quite on Saturday's level yet, to be honest.
Well, he has missed one awful tackle, hasn't he? And a handball there. But Paul White gets us back underway as Kettering trying to fight back. NT loses the ball to Senior, but hoofed back by Storer, and that's going to meet goalkeeper Will Henry, who comes out to his penalty area as O'Connor tries to chase him down. He rolls the ball out. The ball over here now squares to Avery. Avery running on, been challenged by Carter, flicked on by Robert. And there's Sweeney, the newcomer from Solihull Moors. He's coming through. Sweeney still got the ball. He's gone through 2 or 3 Kettering players, then cleared by McGrath, but only towards Josh Thomas. It's back with Robert. He plays it out wide for Jack Senior. Senior being pressured by NT. Cries of a foul, but a throw into Kettering down by the corner flag. And the Gloucester players not too happy with the challenges.
Oh, it's going to be a talking to now.
A talking to someone.
Well, referee wanting to stamp his authority on the game. I must say, I think Gloucester probably had a half decent shout for a foul then. Enty was certainly making his presence known. It's worth shouting for. Whether or not it's a free kick or not, I don't know, but those ones you're always going to shout for them. Headed away by Richins. Meikle, that's a great ball over to Aaron O'Connor, who's on the right hand side. He's got no one in the box at the moment. Now he's got people with him. He's running at the defender, goes towards the byline, clips the ball and, well, spoons it over the bar. It was...
it's the Waterloo quote again, isn't it?
Yeah, what he's done is he's taken his pitching wedge and he's shanked it.
That was terrible. He did all the hard work and the easy...
I don't even think we can blame it on the bobble down that area of the pitch either. Disappointing from Aaron O'Connor. Not happy with himself either.
I don't blame him. That was a pretty poor effort in the end after all the hard work was done, but it results in a goal kick to the hosts, who are leading 1-0. That goal scored on 12 minutes by Jack Senior. A good goal it was too. You'll probably see it if we decide to show the highlights. Should we show them or not, do you think?
It depends what the outcome is.
Yeah.
About 8 minutes till half time. Listening to Poppy's TV audio, sponsored by Elgood's Brewery, your local brewers in Cambridge. No,
Wisbech.
It's Wisbech in Cambridgeshire.
In Cambridgeshire.
That's what I meant. Ball over though and headed on and cleared away by Storer. Carter gets there and O'Connor's there. It's a counter-attack opportunity for Kettering now. Now it's with Meikle out on the left-hand side. They've just been held up. He's done well with his footwork. Plays it to Richins. Richins gets a lucky deflection off the Gloucester player out towards Storer, and the momentum's really gone for Kettering at the moment, but they're still going to try and push something with Dan Enty. That's a great ball in. It's a wonderful ball in, headed away and deflected by Carter, and it just was fired at Carter. He didn't have time to react, and away come Gloucester. Not very far though, although they've managed to bodge the ball away for a Kettering throw-in. That was a chance from Kettering, though. What a ball in that was from Dan Enty, though.
It was great, wasn't it? It was rather similar to the one at Guisey, where it hit Carter's nose and went anywhere. It just bounced off him, didn't it, on this occasion as well, when anything else would have been a goal. But it's Carter with the ball now. He tries a strike, and that goes wide of Henry's goal into the Kettering fans, who throw the ball back to the goalkeeper.
Yeah, I think the best we can say about that is he caught it well.
Yeah, the fan caught it well in the stand.
Goal kick for Gloucester then. 38.5 on the clock. Jack Senior, the only goal of the game so far. Kettering won't be panicking, like you say, as they may have done this time, 8 or 9 games ago. Ball put down the line for O'Connor, who's going to get there. He's played it off the 5, he says. The referee says no, goal kick, and no real complaints from Aaron O'Connor either, which suggests he probably knew he was asking a bit much of the referee to give that as a corner. Goal kick it will be.
If you are at a loose end on Monday night, the social club is open. You can listen in to Ed and myself at Curzon Ashton, north of Manchester, for that important Vanarama North game. So listen with a beer. Gary Graham's opening the bar up, so pop down to Latimer Park and have a few ales while listening to... Or,
if you're available, pop up to Curzon Ashton.
Yes, that's even better. Pop up to Curzon Ashton and give the lads some moral support. But it is Richins with the header. It's cleared by Sam Avery. Just lumps it anywhere, and that's going to go out. No, it's not going to go out. Kept in by Taylor.
Neither team actually wants to hold the ball for more than 3 or 4 passes at the moment.
Luke Graham plays the ball square across the park. It arrives with Paul White. White then hooks it towards Enty, chests it down to the halfway line, takes a turn back to Conor Kennedy. Good ball here, it's going to be cut out though by Avery. He only gets it to Conor Kennedy. It spoons off his foot slightly. He pumps it forward towards Storer, and there's Avery and O'Connor going for it. O'Connor's going to get there first. In comes the ball. There's Storer brought down. Penalty. Must be a penalty.
Oh, that's Stonewall. That is Stonewall.
I don't believe it. He's not going to give it.
Gary Storer had stopped the ball, turned it onto his left foot, was then taken out by the Gloucester defender, Stonewall. Oh, it's been given. Oh, the linesman gave it. Oh, it has been given. Oh, okay. Well, the linesman's overruled the referee and given it.
I'm going to buy him a pint. Well, I'm going to say, after last week's assessment of the referee, we couldn't see any decision right.
I've got to say, that is the right decision.
It is. It was an awful tackle on him.
It was. I'm surprised it's not a booking, to be honest, but then the referee didn't see the penalty. I don't think he can then use his linesman to give the booking. It's Aaron O'Connor to take it. It's a penalty, which haven't been happy hunting grounds for Kettering in previous years. O'Connor steps up, right-footed, stutter, goal! 1-1, Kettering have equalised. And it is a penalty. Aaron O'Connor took a stutter in the run-up, waited for the goalkeeper to move to his left, and then just rolled the ball home to the goalkeeper's right. 1-1.
Yeah, but deserved penalty, really, after some lovely work by Storer in the penalty area there. He was
wonderful work from Aaron O'Connor as well, who got there ahead of the number 5 Sam Avery to get the ball back to Storer, and you thought Storer maybe could have shot first time. He didn't. He ended up putting the defender on his backside, but in the process taking Gary Storer out of the equation.
Exactly, and resulting in a penalty. The referee didn't give it, the linesman overruled him, and the referee decided to give Kettering the penalty, and Aaron O'Connor dispatched it, as Ed said, as Mills finds Enty, flicks the ball through to O'Connor, but there's Avery, he'll just hammer that anywhere, which he does, and it hits the number 9 Marlon Jackson, and it's now flicked over to the far side. That should go out of play. Goalkeeper comes to collect it.
Yeah, he'll keep it in when he...
Keep it in just before half-time, and always a good time to score a goal, but just before half-time makes Paul Cox...
Is it, though?
Well, yes.
Is it? Because you've just got momentum now in the game, and now you've got to stop for 15 minutes.
Well, you have. There is that.
I mean, there's no bad time to score a goal, obviously, but...
it makes the team talk more interesting now, doesn't it?
It does, I think...
The rollicking that was going to happen probably will still happen, but...
Yeah, I don't think there's a lot that Paul Cox will change. I mean, Kettering have found a lot of joy, what little joy they have, down this right-hand side, getting the ball over the centre halves and getting O'Connor running onto it.
Having Carter there with his physical presence also is...
Because it gives the back line of Gloucester something else to think about.
Yeah, I mean, he's almost as tall as the number 4 there, Daly, and he's got the ball now, and the ball has gone out of play, unfortunately, by Carter. Carter gave the linesman a little chat. I
don't think the team talk's going to be too different, to be honest. I think Paul Cox still won't be overly happy with what he's seen in the first half, but he'll be happy that there's a goal.
Well, the bounce-back ability has been good, hasn't it? And you can say that a few weeks ago, Kettering wouldn't have come back from that and would have probably gone 2 or 3 down. But certainly this revitalised Paul Cox sort of era has turned the side around as Kennedy hoops the ball towards O'Connor, but Avery wins that. Only finds Connor Kennedy, chests it down. Kennedy again flicks the ball through. Avery will have to let that go towards the goalkeeper. So O'Connor is after him like a whippet. And he clears the ball to Senior. Senior gets a foot to it. Enty puts it towards Hamilton, and it is Robert who gets away the ball to Sweeney. He squares it to the number 8 Hanks, who's is their leading goal scorer. Not seeing too much of him, thankfully, but it is.
I tell you
McGrath.
What, though, Kettering have identified Sam Avery as a weak point here, because they have, every time they've got the ball, got O'Connor to run off him specifically, and have been putting it just over him. And to be honest, the distribution's been fantastic, because it's just been long enough to take Avery out of the game heading it with his height.
Yeah, he either lumps it forward, misses it, or has to chase it, and he's not good on the chase, is he?
He's not very good on the chase, and Kettering have...
I've always thought that when I've seen him on the telly, he's not been that good. The chase.
Oh, right. Yeah.
But it is a throw-in on the far side. Sorry, Ed.
Oh dear, oh
yes,
dear, oh dear. We've got roughly about 30 seconds left before the referee decides how much time he's going to add on. There'll be a few minutes of it, and that's an interesting call. The referee is given a free kick to...
Directors running off with the prawn sandwiches in
Gloucester.
front of us, look. And,
yes, they were nearly locked in, weren't they? They nearly couldn't have their half-time refreshments.
Unlike us, we'll be out here in the bitter cold. Yep. It's going to be a free kick just before half time.
2 minutes to be added on.
Yep. It's Hanks with the... in it comes, headed out by Richards, and then a hopeless shot by Roberts. Skewers it to his right-hand side. It almost hits the corner flag.
Just gone out for a goal kick.
Out for a goal kick. Anyone remembers the Jeff Thomas shot for England in the 90s, then that was something like it.
Strangely enough, I don't.
No, you weren't born, were you? You keep with that one in, Paul White then, he's trotting with the ball to see us out for this first half. 1-1 if you've just joined us. Kettering a goal behind on 12 minutes by Jack Senior. The first real shot on target from the Tigers, and then Aaron O'Connor scored about 3 minutes ago for the penalty spot after Gary Storer's work had been brought down. And a deserved equaliser. Storer pumps the ball forward again for O'Connor to chase. He's got the makings of Avery. He's outside the penalty area. Has to play the ball back. Kettering players running forward. It comes off Avery for a throw, and this could be the last action of the first half. And it's always good to be in the opponent's half as the time is running out in the half. It's going to be Storer to take it. The referee looked at his watch. Passes it back to Kennedy, so no doubt we're going to get a long throw in, Ed.
Yeah, we've still got about 30 seconds actually of the game to go.
Marvellous.
Well, the first half, I should say. So it will be a long throw in from Kennedy. Not worked really today. Not really anything coming from them, to be honest.
Well, we've got Carter in there, haven't we? He's taller, but he's not actually in the firing line as it's thrown straight out of play as a push on McGrath, but nothing given. Rather waste of a throw-in, to be fair, but time marches on, and you would think after this goal kick that the referee will blow for half-time.
I would imagine that's going to be pretty much the end of the half. Well, I make it we've got 10 seconds left, and I guess the referee technically has to play the 2 fully, doesn't he? Because it's at least 2 minutes. Does check his watch. No whistle yet. Headed back. And there we are. There is the whistle. So, half-time here. It's Gloucester City 1. Kettering Town 1. Gloucester scoring early on, 12 minutes, with a wonderful strike from Jack Senior, lashing it into the bottom corner past the helpless Paul White. And then it's been rather non-eventful. It's been a bit slow, a bit scrappy. Neither the teams really wanted to put any passes together. Kettering have found what for the first half has been a little bit of a cheat code in playing it straight on top of the captain Sam Avery and getting O'Connor to run onto it, and that in fact is where the goal came from. Connor Kennedy placed the ball over Avery's head. O'Connor chased it to the byline, played it back to Gary Storer, who switched it onto his left foot and was then fouled in the build-up. The referee didn't give it. The linesman overruled him, said it was a penalty. O'Connor stepped up to take it.
You have to ask the question, why the referee didn't give it, because it was blatant. I mean, Ramshaw is now having a word with the referee, and I'm sure he's asking about, have you got your eyes plugged in?
The only thing I can think of is maybe, I mean, there were a lot of players in the area. If he's unsighted by another player, then he's got to rely on his linesman, and the linesman was unsighted by nobody. Aaron O'Connor slotting it home to make it 1-1. A few half chances here and there, nothing really to write home about, but we're going to have a break for about 5-10 minutes. Join us again.
Just while we're going, it's Dave Talbot's third visit to the conveniences as they're underneath where we are. He must have had a couple of lemonades beforehand.
I think so, yes. But
there
we'll be back with you in about 10 minutes. It is currently at half-time. Gloucester City 1, Kettering Town 1. Join us in about 10. Well, welcome back to Gloucester City, or more, what's the word I'm looking for? Specifically, Evesham United, where it is currently 1-1 at half-time. Gloucester City scoring in the 12th minute thanks to Jack Senior, and then Kettering equalising just for half-time through a penalty from Aaron O'Connor, initially not given, overruled by the linesman, and given. Gloucester already out. Kettering are making their way out onto the pitch now in their white and blue and white shirts, blue shorts, white socks. Gloucester in their red shirt with orange trim down the left hand side, red shorts and red socks. And here come the stragglers for Kettering Town fans, trying to waiting for the tunnel to be removed so they can make their way over to where the Kettering Town fans have congregated behind the goal to our left. So if you've never been to Evesham United before, you're not the only one, but we'll give you a little description of it. We're in a main stand here which runs the middle third of the pitch. There's open-aired standing area either side, but sort of flat standing area to the right behind the goal is the covered terracing, which spans the width of the pitch. If the referee could just wait 1 second whilst I get the clock sorted. And then oh, he hasn't. Fantastic. There we go. And then opposite is just open-aired terracing with a lovely backdrop of some rolling hills, and to the left sort of an open-aired temporary terracing bit. But there we are. That's your quick description of the ground, and now I'm going to try and sort out what you can see on the screen as Paul Cook describes the rest of the action for you.
Yeah, it's thrown on the far side. It's Jack Senior, the goal scorer, with it. He's found the number 9 Jackson, and it's back to Jackson. This could be a shot here. First as it is. And Paul White scuffs it by for a corner. It was on the 6-yard line, and he dived full length, and it came off his chest, and he scurried the ball away for a corner that could have gone underneath him and gone in. That would have been an explosive start to the second half. Paul Cox hasn't even got to the dugout yet as the Tigers get the first corner of the second half, and just what you don't want to see if you're a Kettering fan. Kettering under immediate pressure. There's a interesting lineup on the outskirts of the penalty area, rather reminiscent of Gary Johnson days. It comes in and headed out, and the cries of handball, nothing given. In comes a shot, it's blocked. Another shot comes in, blocked again and cleared to Lyndon Meikle. Hits him on the shoulder, but is given away. Cries though for a handball, so earlier pressure from Kettering Town. That's a foul by Taylor on Robert, and I think the debutee could see himself going into the book there. It's flagged by the linesman. Explosive start here to the second half. Referee waving away the players.
Yeah, he is calling Matt Taylor over.
And he caught Fabian Robert. The players have gone over to the linesman for I suppose trying to get him sent off, but it wasn't a straight red.
Well,
it
this
was
is more exciting than the majority of the first half, isn't it?
The first 2 minutes. We've had a scuffed save by Paul White, a block shot, cry for handball, and the first booking for the debutee Matthew Taylor. So there we are. It's the first one of the afternoon. It's going to be a free kick to be taken by Robert. And he's still in a little bit of pain. He got a little. Oh dear! He's going to probably have to have some attention. Not sure. He's holding his arm. The referee has gone over to the other side to get a good view of this. They're all on the edge of the penalty area. Robert takes it towards the back post. It's headed on there. It should be a goal here. Offside. And the header was won by the number 5 there. Number 6. Josh Thomas, who is rather large, and it was dispatched by Paul White, but up goes the linesman flag straight away. So the interesting half of 3 minutes goes on, Ed.
Well, yeah, I'm can't quite believe what's happened. Obviously, seems Gloucester's manager and Paul Cox have got into the players at half time, said warm the fans up, and that's certainly what's happening now. NT heads the ball on. O'Connor's going to chase. It's cleared out. Will it stay in? It has done really good work on this near side. Richards caught late. nothing given. Gets back up, Meikle can't get there, and a good attack this by Gloucester, good football. And then, well, I think the Gloucester player forgot we were playing with size 5s and puts the ball straight
Well, some of the directors are just walking back into the main stand and missed this exciting first 4 minutes of this second half, and Kettering could have been another goal down, but it was chalked off offside. A booking for Matt Taylor, a good save from Paul White, a cry for handball. It's all happening here at Evesham as Taylor takes it towards Carter. It's won by Richards, but it's won again by the number 7 who's racing down here. It's Joe Parker's into the penalty area, gets the ball to the back post, he can't, and there's a good tackle there by Storer, but the number 10 Sweeney, the on loan, he's still got the ball. It comes in off Storer and cleared by Richards. This is going to be open out warfare, I think, in this second half, as Gloucester seem really intent on striking at Kettering. They've obviously had their instructions at half time. It'll be see how Paul Cox's team react to this.
Look at this, there's 4 players up for Gloucester at the moment. It looks like they may have even gone to a 4-2-4 formation, you know, as end team only manages to knock the ball behind for a throw-in, or rather out for a throw-in.
Well, it's certainly a change from the first half, which was rather dull for much of the game, but did feature 2 goals. But it's Gloucester once again, fended off there by Jackson, and ball comes in. Paul White on his knees gathers the ball between his legs. Luckily doesn't open them and it goes through. That a great quote there by Ray Clements. Clements' day is now complete as the ball went underneath him against Scotland, but it's White delivering it. Carter can't get there and Gloucester can. It's Richards though, intercepts on the halfway line, gets the ball back to Taylor. He plays it left footed towards Meikle, but that should meet goalkeeper Will Henry. It does.
Kettering just need to calm down a little bit at the moment. They seem to be a little bit too rash, and Gloucester are coming out all guns blazing. Kettering will hope they can weather the storm and maybe tire Gloucester out. If Gloucester don't get a goal in the first 15 minutes of this second half, then I think they might run out a bit of steam. Here comes Meikle back to Taylor. Taylor does well to cut inside and then switches the ball over to Storer, who's got pressure on him immediately. Storer down the line, O'Connor's there again, gets ahead of the 5. It's the theme of the first half, a really poor pass, and Kennedy might have actually just got something out of that, and O'Connor goes down, and it is a free kick. The Gloucester player caught O'Connor late. Well, we said the theme of the first half was O'Connor getting the better of the captain, Sam Avery, and just there we saw the first glimpse of it in the second half. O'Connor getting the better of Sam Avery. Free kick for Kettering on the far side. It's about halfway inside Gloucester's half, about 10 yards in from the touchline, maybe a little bit further, and it will be Matt Taylor.
Quite impressed with him so far, Matt Taylor. He's asserted himself quite well considering it's his first game, and has looked very assured on the ball. And as Ed said, he's going to take this free kick, and it's a good position here for Kettering Town to calm down and to get a strike back at Gloucester. In it comes towards the back post, missed by everybody. Carter though plays it back to Meikle. He tries a shot and it's a poor effort, spins, and it gives Gloucester the chance now to run away, and they do. It's a counter-attack here, and the number 7 on the far side, Parker, is unmarked. It reaches him. It's a great ball. He might try a strike. He does, and what an effort that was. Just went wide of Paul White, who's at full stretch. That was a great counter-attack by Gloucester, and that would have been a super goal if that had gone in. Thankfully it didn't, for a Kettering persuasion, and it just went wide of Paul White's post, and he was at full stretch. But again, it's ominous signs for the Poppies, Ed.
Yeah, it is. That was a great counter-attack and an absolutely beautiful shot. Not dissimilar to how Jack Senior scored his goal on the half volley, slashing at it at the near post, but this time the wrong side of the woodwork, and Carter has made a mess there, and he's brought down cynically. It's a yellow card, and Carter had forced the defender into trouble, then got past him, was bearing down on goal to put O'Connor in possibly, and was then hauled to the ground. It's the number 5, it's the captain, Sam Avery, actually grabbed his ankles with his hands to bring him down. Booking it is,
He's always been for place though, Avery, isn't he? Which is we've been seen by O'Connor. And
well, here's a chance for Matt Taylor to put in another delivery. It's a lot further down the pitch this time. It will be more of a crossing position rather than straight down the goalkeeper. So he's got a chance now to get an angle on this. Kettering don't have a big side, but they can try and get something from it. Clipped in, headed behind for a corner. That's, I think, the best Kettering could have hoped for against a big back line of Gloucester. But now they've got a chance to do something with this. Dan Enty looks around and says, well, who's going to take it? And then all of the answers seem to be you. So Dan Enty's taking this one. Of course, Ben Milne's not on the pitch now. He's off, we presume, injured in the first half. Carter's come on. There's a massive scramble. And it's headed away. Headed back in by Meikle. Brought down, should be cleared. No, Carter gets there first onto his right foot, now onto his left foot. Shot blocked and then cleared, but it'll only come as far as Meikle, who decides he's going to let it go for a throw-in. Looking for an option, taken quickly to Meikle. Meikle now. Back to Taylor, back to Meikle, back to Taylor, who then lofts the ball forward. O'Connor is not getting the better of the number 2, Spencer Hamilton. And O'Connor's been left on the floor for his troubles and is just a little bit unhappy with his leg, I think it is. He's back up onto the onto his knees now. Now he's back up. And goal kick can now be taken. O'Connor, yeah, it's his right leg. He seems to be trying to jog it off. Goal kick to be taken then by Will Henry. It's long. McGrath wins the header, not controlled by the 8. Laid out by Carter to Meikle, although it was a heavy touch, and manages to win a throw in from it. Taylor looks for an option. He's not really got a lot to look at. He's now slowing the game down. He's asking for Carter to come across down the line. Down he goes the line towards Carter. Carter flicks up into the air, headed away. Richins can't get there, and there could be a chance for Gloucester to attack again. That's lofted out towards the 7, who has taken a wonderful shin touch straight out of play for a throw-in. And another throw-in for Kettering on this near side. Still 1-1. Taylor takes it again, long. Looking for Carter. Carter wins the flick on again. Again it's cleared. I might just put this on a soundbite and press repeat. As Gloucester come away with the ball, there'll be an advantage played. Great challenge by Michael McGrath. Fantastic challenge. And he clears to Meikle. Meikle to Carter. Carter with his back to goal. Clips down, but not really into the path of anyone, and Enty tries to put some pressure on, but it's well dealt with by the goal scorer for Gloucester, Jack Senior. The 9, Marlon Jackson, wins that header, but out of plays for a throw-in. It's going to be a goal. It's a free kick, sorry, as the Gloucester player decided he was going to mount Gary Storer.
That would have been interesting, wouldn't it?
He seems to have injured himself in the process as well.
Well, we have a little interesting fracas in front of us here. As,
we have, yes.
Jack O'Connor's dropped his phone down the side of the stand. It's only about a 2-inch gap.
How he's managed to do it, but the problem is then it's covered by an advertising
boarding, metal bars, and so he's not watching the game. He's
too busy
going to get an engineering squad out. I'm trying to get his phone back. He needs some sort of litter picking equipment, might help.
I'll be honest, if it's fallen down there, it's probably not going to be much good, even if he does get it back out. But header straight back to Will Henry. Nothing going on the pitch.
I'll keep you updated on the O'Connor information down here. I'll Ed's.
Thank you. Oh, the clearance is poor. It's straight to Dan Enty, although he took a horrible bounce and he's had to deal with that first before he can go anywhere. He's now in a bit of trouble. Lays it to I didn't see who that was, but it was Connor Kennedy. Storer in, headed away by the 4. Kennedy heads it back towards the mix again, and Carter heads on, but Kennedy adjudged to have fouled the number 8, Joe Hanks, for Gloucester.
Rather harsh decision, I think.
Yeah, didn't really see there was a lot in that, but referee's given it.
O'Connor's not too happy with the decision, but he never is. And it's going to be
well,
Henry.
I mean, he is if it goes Kettering's way.
Well, yes, of course he is.
Like the penalty.
Well, Moat Henry gets us back underway. It's rather fortuitously fell into the legs of the home side, and it's the number 9 Jackson weaving his way through, gets it to Sweeney on the far side, and there's Senior. It's back with Sweeney. He's on the byline, thought about playing it left-footed, still plays the ball into Jackson, cut out by Graham. It finds Meikle. Meikle turns and runs away with the ball, being chased by the number 8. Good ball there, but I don't think Carter can get there in time. He can't. Avery then plays the ball. It comes to O'Connor off Avery, and rather fortuitously goes towards Carter. Carter, can he try a shot in? Carter still with it. Tries one. He does, and he lamps it right over the bar. Good strike, but he was leaning back. And if you had those games of football in the sort of 80s where you flick the player, Subbuteo was it, and the Ed Seat once again takes another. Is it safe? But the ball went flying over the bar, and it would be a goal kick.
Yeah, he was trying desperately to get onto his right foot, Carter, and when he realised he couldn't, he just had to have a crack with his left. As you say, he's leaning back.
Well, now we've got 7 people trying to get into this phone that's down the side. As play comes on, good header there by McGrath, lumped by Avery anywhere. It goes high into the night sky. Roberts underneath it. He wins the header to Jackson. Jackson to Sweeney, intercepted by Richens. Richens plays the ball through, but it's cut out by Avery, and that's cut out by Storer. O'Connor's fouled in the back, nothing given, and then it's a throw in to the home side, as this now becoming a sort of a Crystal Maze task.
You can make this a spectator sport.
Make the spectator sport, yeah. This is
charge people money to come and watch this. Good touch that by the number 7, and then cleared up into the sky, too high for us to see above the stand, to be honest, by McGrath. And there's a little bit of wrestling going on in the middle there. Another good touch. Foul it is, as McGrath can't quite get there, and there's a little bit of handbags by the number 7 and McGrath.
Well, a few handbags here, and the 7 now pushing Meikle away. The referee tell him to calm down, which they should do. McGrath hasn't done anything wrong, really. He did.
Well, he did foul him.
He did foul him. Yes, I'm going to say that. But other than that, there was no need.
No,
for,
there was, I'm not really sure what the what it really was all about, to be honest. So free kick still to be taken. It's a lot of shouting going on. But Fabian Robert, poor as NT heads away. Cleared back by the number 5, too long. Paul White lets this go out for a goal kick, does he? Yeah, I presume. I don't know. I presume so. I can't see the edge of the box over there. I don't know whether he stopped it on the byline and picked it up. No, there's going to be a substitution, so he must have gone out of play. Board's not ready though. As far as I'm concerned, substitution should be stopped.
Don't forget, on Monday night, Ed and myself will be at Curzon Ashton, north of Manchester, for the continuing away trips for the Poppies.
Here we go.
And it is going to be
16. Is it coming on?
Kieran Smith
and Daniel Sweeney going off. Well, me and Paul have just looked at each other there, because that's unless of course they know something about Kieran Smith we don't. Daniel Sweeney's been a handful this game.
It's actually Cottas VC coming on, not it was 15, not 16 that came on in the end. Yeah. So
well, unless they know anything about Zach Kavinsky. No, that's nowhere near it.
Oh well, it'll do. Let's hope he doesn't touch the ball.
I mean, he's got a long time to not touch the ball, Paul.
Well, now there's 8 people down here trying to figure out how to get this phone back.
This is a scrappy game at the moment. Neither side is actually holding the ball for really 4 or 5 passes. Again, as Richens gets in the way and NT looks for an option, then again it's over the 5 and O'Connor's got the better of the Oh, that's a good touch by the captain.
O'Connor's got it though.
Tries to play it through the legs. Carter can't get there. And away come Gloucester again.
How lucky was that for the home side? They were just 1 touch ahead, weren't they, each time? If they would have lost that touch each time, Kettering would have got a strike on target. But well defended as the home side pressing forward with Avery. Plays it out wide to Senior. He's being challenged. It goes towards Robert, but Storer wins it, gets it to Connor Kennedy, flicks the ball forward for the chase on O'Connor. He gets there before Daly. Daly does put the ball out though. It's a Kettering Town throw in on the far side, not too far from the corner flag. And this is what we want to see. It's going to be, obviously, it's going to be the long throw in from Connor Kennedy. And there's going to be a long throw in coming in, as I say. 1-1 here at Evesham. Kettering went a goal behind on 12 minutes, and then just before half-time, a penalty from Aaron O'Connor levelled things. And it hasn't been taken yet, the throw-in. Still hasn't been taken. Referee trying to get on with it. In it comes now, and it's headed down towards Meikle. Meikle can't get a shot. Turns, though, blocked, and that should go for a corner, and has done. Kettering fans behind the goal, though, beginning to shout and cheer on the team, which Paul Cox said is so important. They've certainly done that since Paul Cox has been in charge. Revitalised Kettering Town side as this phone still hasn't been sorted out for Jack O'Connor, who's looking down at the ground with 3 or 4 officials from Gloucester. Corner not taken yet. It is Taylor with it, who's taken all the corners in this game for Kettering so far. In it comes towards the near post, but it's going to go back to Taylor, who should get there first. He does. Flicks it in again. There's NT back post and cleared. That is McGrath, who's up there. The nosebleed. He's up in the penalty area. He's come out of the penalty area now. Does a little double shuffle, a turn. Still with the ball, flicks it towards Richards, giving Richards much chance, but Richards has done well. He's going down with the byline, puts the ball in there, back post, headed out by Avery, cleared by Robert, but only towards Taylor. Taylor puts the ball down to Richards. Richards turns, going down that byline again, and then is can't see what's happened. It's Enty. Enty might try a looping shot. Does it? Comes in, cannons off, and there is a foul on the keeper. I think it was
Connor Kennedy.
Connor Kennedy, wasn't it? Referee says no. But the goalkeeper certainly got his hands on him and brought him down, but somehow the ball is back with the keeper. He's getting a bit of jeering or some advice from the Kettering fans as he clears it. Could only see Taylor again. Good pressure here from Kettering. Taylor, then he's barged off the ball, and referee gives the foul. Good decision there from the referee.
Yeah, well, Connor Kennedy's asking the linesman on the far side about that penalty decision. It's, I don't know. I think the referee thinks Connor Kennedy made a little bit too much of it.
Well, last week
he did throw his arms in the air a little bit.
But last week Kelly got booked for simulation, didn't he? So
very true. It's one of those where I don't think it's a foul, but I don't think it's a dive either. I think there's contact, which means that it's
penalty,
not a dive, but not enough to really bring him down.
Taylor delivers a good free kick, but unfortunately the Kettering players aren't tall enough to actually deal with it as balls come through to O'Connor. Nobody with him, tries a strike. Good shot and good parry and catch by Will Henry on the 6-yard box at his near post.
Good effort that from Kettering. Nice ball through as well. O'Connor had to take the snapshot. He was being bared down on by about 3 players and managed to get something away. Long high kick. Free kick for Kettering. There's a foul on, I think it was Luke Graham.
A swift boot to make a hole in it. Well, I can hear Paul Cox from here shouting out instructions as Paul White's about to take this kick. He does. It goes right hand side and goes towards Carter, but it's gone out for a throw-in. So no danger there. 1-1 here at the Spires and Hartwell Jubilee Stadium. Yes, it is quite a mouthful, that one, isn't it? We've had quite a few long ones in the past, haven't we? But that's certainly quite a long one. Nothing like a long one, is there? So I've been calling them the Lions, the Tigers. They actually are the Tigers.
Now here come Gloucester again on the right hand side. This is a chance to attack here. Kettering a little bit camped at the moment. So that Trixie number 7 again. He's got past Meikle. Ball in on the edge of the box. Air shot. Swing and a miss. And now there's a shot for the number 8, and that is high, wide and not Very
That's one air
handsome.
shot each then, isn't it? We had one in the first half, and if that had been hit struck, that could have been a definite chance for a 2-1, but luckily that didn't happen. It remains 1-1. Both sides have made one substitution each. Ben Milnes came off in the first half, we think with an injury sustained at Peterborough last week. Joel Carter came on, has made a bit of difference since he's been on. Jack Taylor, I've got it from Ed. Matt Taylor is certainly had a good shift his first game for the club so far as the home side get the ball down. It's the number 9 again, Jackson, who is the ball, but it's Richards with it, trying to find Meikle. Meikle can't get there. Richards can. He pumps it forward to O'Connor. He'll do well to keep this in if he can. He's got the number 4 Daly after him. He's been sticking to like glue. A back flick there. In it comes to Taylor. Taylor in the penalty area as a shove, and it's still Connor Kennedy trying to get something in. Cleared though by Gloucester, who do very well working the ball out. Away they come with the number 7 Joe Parker, who's a very live wire indeed, rather like the Blythe Spartan. In comes the ball, it's too heavy and it comes off the Gloucester player. It hits him.
Josh Thomas, yeah.
It hits him. If that had have actually dropped down to him, he was one-on-one with Paul White, but luckily for Kettering it hit him.
Yeah, I think Joe Parker has to be Gloucester's man of the match so far. He's just caused so many problems. He's
yeah,
so
he looks
quick
a bit
and
like
he's got
that
quick feet.
Roberts of Blythe, isn't
Yeah.
he? Similar sort of size, and he can weave in and out, and Kettering not putting in any challenges, and he's getting a good run at the Kettering defence, but it remains 1-1, and the night sky now coming in. It's getting rather dark here now, floodlights blazing on. Pink sky on our right hand side, the hills the back clouded in fog as the Kettering come away with the ball. It's O'Connor. Still O'Connor does well, get the ball over, and it goes for a corner. Good work from O'Connor as Carter was about to pounce and tap in from 6 yards, but it's been cleared for a corner. Taylor going to go over and take it. As I say, Taylor's distribution from corners and free kicks is very good, but Kettering haven't got the height to deal with Avery and Liam Daly, who seem to be winning everything when it comes to a set piece. Let's see if something can change this time. It is Taylor with it. He's taken his time. A lot of movement with O'Connor and Kennedy in the penalty area. It comes in near post and goes into the side netting. Oh well.
Well, in all fairness, neither of the centre-halves won the ball. So
They
that's
didn't,
a plus.
but the ball didn't actually come into play. So, as such. So it will be a goal kick, and it will be Will Henry who will take this, get play underway. 1-1 here. Listen to Poppy's TV audio, sponsored by Elgood's Brewery, as Meikle wins the ball under pressure, but then loses it straight away, and a flick on to Taylor from Parker is a throw-in to the home side. Hamilton comes down to take it. Gets it to Parker, but it's won by Taylor. It will be a throw-in to Kettering. Sorry, to Gloucester. My eyes have gone all funny. In fact, they're playing in red. I should know the difference, but it's Hamilton. He's going to try a long throw-in as everybody goes back into the 6-yard box. Hamilton delivers the ball, headed on by Jackson. That hits McGrath. Finds Carter, he flicks it out, and there's a trip there, blatant trip, and that should be something happened here. It was
yellow card.
NT who's gone down, caught from behind.
Josh Thomas.
And Josh Thomas will go into the referee's book for a trip.
Yeah. Tactical foul that. NT was gone and away, and he's just brought him down at the expense of a yellow card, taken one for the team. Whatever cliche you want to use to describe it. He will go in the
Shame
book.
really, because it could have been a decent move for Kettering, but they'll get a free kick out of this as NT drags himself up off the pitch and rubs himself down and trots over, limping a little bit, but shouldn't cause him too many worries. The ball has been hoofed away. Storer's gone to reclaim it, giving it back to Paul White. Referee talking to Graham and Richards, not sure what about. But
I think Richards may have suggested to the referee that should have been a booking in a way that maybe the referee has taken exception to.
Oh, colourful metaphors, you mean?
I think so.
Ah, righty-ho.
As Richards is well known for.
Well, Paul White gets the free kick underway. It's headed out and it arrives at Storer, who can't control it. It's pumped forward. Graham's underneath it. It's Storer keeps it in. Then he's fouled, but nothing given. And the referee has given it this time. And looks like that Banbury. I've said it again. Yep, it's going to be Gloucester going to make another substitution.
Not yet, though, I don't think.
The board is flashing over there anyway, but like a disco, isn't it, over there with the dark lights? But it's a free kick. Storer, long ball towards O'Connor, and that goes straight out for a goal kick.
So 29 minutes gone in this second half. We're 74 in total. 1-1 it is. It's been a more exciting second half, but just without the goals, I think.
Yeah, certainly the first 5 minutes or so were really interesting. We had a goal disallowed, we had a cry for a handball, there was a booking, and a shot that Paul White had to scurry and save. And it's been quite interesting since then as Carter heads the ball towards Enty, but he can't keep it in, and that goes out for a throw on the far side by the home dugout. Getting a few degrees cooler now, everybody here shivering away. It's that time of the year again, though. I'm not going to mention the C word, but getting nearer.
Yeah, please don't, it's November.
Well, exactly, still November. Ho, ho, ho. And it is Jackson trying to find the 15, but he can't. Well won by Kennedy. And that gets back with quick here as Paul White has to come out. Connor Kennedy was a bit slow in getting that.
Who?
It wasn't Connor Kennedy,
it was Michael McGrath,
wasn't it? Anyway, the ball's been lumped forward. Enty keeps it in. A bit of pushing and shoving going here. O'Connor retrieves the ball, plays it back to Connor Kennedy. He gets it through to Storer, feeds the ball through to O'Connor, then is blocked and fouled. The referee's given it.
Well, Kettering is saying he's already been booked, the number 5. The captain, Sam Avery, which is correct. Although there won't be anything further from the referee on this occasion.
Not quite as blatant as the number 12 last week, Johnson, who was an animal. And that's not fair on animals, actually. But it certainly was a foul, and Avery lucky, I suppose, really, not to receive a second yellow.
Does ask the question, though, would he maybe have been booked if that was a first
Well, I was going to
challenge?
say the same thing. Would he have been booked?
I know it shouldn't make a difference, but it does go through a referee's mind, I'm sure. But,
well, this is a good position
a chance
for...
to shoot here.
It is a chance to shoot.
He shouldn't.
Well, we said that when it was you-know-who, wasn't it? So don't shoot, I think your comment was.
Although actually, knowing how small Kettering Town are, actually, yeah,
may as well have a shot because the high balls have done nothing, have they?
No. Yeah, could be a chance here. Matt Taylor on his debut for Kettering does shoot.
Oh, goal!
Yeah, why not? Just shoot absolutely every time from free kicks. Matt Taylor on his debut. He hit
well, we
it
said
low.
about Tom Knowles, didn't we? We said don't shoot, and the same thing happened. And Matt Taylor on his debut, capping off so far a fine performance, and Kettering take the lead.
I wonder whether the goalkeeper's going to be a little bit unhappy with himself there, because he seemed to get across very quickly. But it will matter not to Kettering Town. He hit it, he kept it low, and it scurried in past the goalkeeper at the front post. Gloucester 1, Kettering Town 2. And, well, nothing contentious about it. It was a free kick. And it is now a goal, and it does mean that Kettering Town are 2-1 up away from home with about 13 to go.
These were the longest 13 minutes that you can imagine. They usually are when you want a game to end. It seems to go on, but we'll have to wait and see on there. But good fight back from Kettering. Went a goal down, as we said earlier on, and equalised through a penalty. And then a super free kick from deputy Matt Taylor, putting the Poppies ahead as Connor Kennedy flicks the ball through. Only O'Connor up front, headed out by Avery. They'll do well to keep this in. Has been kept in by Hamilton. It's with danger man Parker. And there is Hamilton, the ball's coming through. Store, a strange bounce that was.
And it wasn't one, was it?
No, it sort of it was a thud. It took everyone by surprise, even the Gloucester players. But it is Robert with the ball, squares it to Hamilton. Hamilton advancing forward, still Hamilton, and he gives the ball to Richens. And now Richens finds Meikle. Meikle is away, being chased by Hamilton. He comes inside of him, puts the ball over the far side towards Enty. Enty's done well. He's outside the penalty area on the far side, puts the ball in high towards the back post. There's O'Connor, and it goes away for goal kick. I think O'Connor desperately said it was a corner, but
yeah, don't know. Both of them went up for it, and we're too far away to actually make a decision on it. However, definite corner. Long time though. Let's make nothing about it. Gloucester City have been troubling Kettering in periods of this game, especially the first 5 minutes of the second half, and they have got quality in their team. And if the number 7 Joe Parker gets his thinking cap on, he will really cause some problems. Kettering have got a lot of work to do. They've only got 10 minutes to do it for, as Kennedy hits long, and again it's O'Connor against that number 5. He gets there again as well, but it's a goal kick. O'Connor again not happy, thinks it was a corner. Game back underway quickly from Gloucester. Kennedy's forcing the number 6 backwards, but he's managed to get through. Storer can't get anything on there. Foul given, not too sure what's happened there, but it's been taken quickly.
Well, the ball coming over here towards Parker, who's the danger man. He chests it down, beats Meikle to the ball, feigns it to Hamilton. He then gives it to Avery, who's got a Toblerone foot, and it almost found Carter. Avery again just slashes the ball. It's not Avery, it's Daly. And here's Jackson running away between the two. Jackson weaving in and out.
Charlie.
Good tackle there by McGrath. And there is Richens to mop it up. Gets the ball out wide. And that should go out for a throw-in to Gloucester on the far side. Jack Senior, their goal scorer, takes it quickly. He finds Josh Thomas, who's been booked. Ball is back with Avery. He plays it out wide to Daly on this near side. He's got Hamilton in front of him. He's not going to use him. Plays a long ball towards the substitute Zach. He's found Parker. Parker fires one. Paul White's unsighted, and it somehow collides off him. And it was more luck than judgment, really, that stayed out. But a snapshot. And
I don't know whether it was unsighted or whether it moved in the air, but Paul White, it was straight at him. Had to bat it away to his left. I'm not really sure. It's either unsighted or it's moved. It's going to be a long throw in by Spencer Hamilton. Headed not really away, but then Taylor's ball out of play for a throw in. How's he touch out there? Oh, it's bottled that one. Spencer Hamilton again will go for a long throw in. Some big players in that penalty area now for Gloucester. Headed up, not out. Bundling around. Scramble. Paul White comes out, collects, falls on it, and slows the play down. Everyone just relaxes for a moment.
Anything could have happened there, couldn't it? And you could just see a toe poke.
325, the attendance. Long kick looking for O'Connor. He's going to cause some problems, and O'Connor's still causing some problems. Got away with it though, Gloucester. Now it's with Taylor. Taylor's got to do something with it. He's got a man on him. Foul. Yeah, he's pushed him in the back. It's one of those easy fouls that it's always going to be given.
Well, time soon to Ed, who's going to be our man of the match, isn't it?
Well, I know who I think it should be.
So do I.
And
we've actually agreed again.
We've actually agreed on something again. So we will let you know that in a few moments, in case
it changes.
It changes, of course. There is still time for it to change. Still 7 minutes to go in this game.
The ball almost with Kennedy, but it's just hooked anywhere by
touch
by Senior. I don't know what he's doing there. He must have had his wrong boot on, because it's sailed off into the crowd, and the home fans going to collect the ball because there's no ball boys. And
it's not the home fans, it's John Cecil who was
John
over there.
Cecil. Should have threw the ball away, not give it back. But it's going to be Taylor to take the throw in, so it is a Kettering advantage. Taylor towards Carter, but it arrives at O'Connor, who's pushed a little bit. He's in the corner flag position. He's got Daly with him. It's cleared by Hamilton, and almost cleared by Hamilton, and then he's hoofed away. Finds number 11, and it's hoofed forward. Good work there by Storer. It's back into the Gloucester half. Away come Gloucester again, a counter-attack. Good ball, Storer again doing well. Connor Kennedy racing for the ball. Can't get there though. It's back with Gloucester in their own half. It's Avery on the far side to Senior. Senior on the halfway line, trying to find anybody in a red shirt, but he found a blue shirt, and then Richards is fouled by Jackson, who then wrestles, I think it's Kennedy down to the floor. More of a joke than anything else, but
yeah, he puts his hands on his knees and looks away. I think there's a few grins going on. Michael Richards currently down on his haunches. Kettering, of course, still only made the one substitution this game, and that was early on when Ben Milnes was taken off for Joel Carter.
Paul White then eventually, as Jackson gets up 5 times, and it's a good delivery then from Paul White. Gets the ball onto Carter, who heads on. O'Connor can't get to the ball. It goes out for a goal kick as some of the fans begin to make their way.
You're being asked how the thermal gloves are.
Yeah,
good.
I've unplugged them at the moment. They work superbly. Keep my hands nice and warm.
Oh, that's been let go all the way through to Marlon Jackson. And away come Gloucester again on this right-hand side with the number 2. Back out to that tricky number 7. Goes inside again, looking for an option. Ball clipped long. It's a great ball. It's a goal. Oh, it's a wonderful ball and a wonderful goal from Gloucester. It was the number 7 again. It was Joe Parker who clipped it in, and it was.
Well, it beat Paul White at the near post, didn't it? And
that's a great goal.
There's that man again, the number 7, causing all the problems. Lovely delivery, and he's punished Kettering for the second time in the game. Certainly their man of the match in our opinion. Disappointment for Kettering as now it's 2-2. With only a few minutes of this half remaining, can they respond straight away? The ball has been hoofed right out to Will Henry, the goalkeeper. And it's squared now to Daly. Daly plays a long ball down. I think if Gloucester had played the ball to Joe Parker more, Kettering would have had more problems than they already have had. But because he certainly looks like a danger man. Well, Jack Senior.
I'm not overly sure who's doing the man of the matches for Gloucester. I know he scored Jack Senior, but I mean, it's Joe Parker. It has to be. He's been absolutely incredible.
Joe Parker, that is for sure. But it is our debutee gets the ball to to Meikle. He squares it to Richards. Kettering still firing on here. There's Connor Kennedy, plays it out wide to Storer, who's then fouled a little bit. Enty gets the ball, is outplayed though. Gloucester get the ball, play the ball long towards Jackson. There's Luke Graham. Luke Graham just directly puts the ball out, and that will be a throw-in, and can't be too long to go now.
2.5.
Board hasn't gone up to see how long to go, but 2-2, fair result you think, Ed, if it remains 2-2?
If it remains this way, I can't see there's going to be an issue with it. But I don't know what's going on here. It's taken ages to get this throw-in taken. No, it has been long. Flicked on. Storer gets there, plays it off the 11 out for a Kettering throw-in.
We will get an interview with Paul Cox, which will be on our website later tonight or tomorrow morning about today's game, whatever the result will be. Not a lot of time to rest for the players as they're back at it in Manchester, Curzon, Ashton on Monday night. So recovery time not good. Curzon haven't got a game today. That was postponed. They should have been playing Altrincham. That has been postponed, so they'll be resting nicely. And it's a throw-in to Kettering. Storer on the far side. And man of the match then, Ed. They've announced theirs. Let's announce ours.
Oh, well, they've announced their man of the match as the number 3
debutee.
And we've announced our man of the match as number 3.
Matt Taylor.
There we are.
Played exceptionally well. The ball comes in. There's Meikle.
Oh, he's headed it the wrong way.
Well, as a defensive header, wasn't it, from Meikle?
Great header.
But just the wrong way.
It was a very good header. But, not often you see Meikle winning headers in the penalty area, to be quite honest with you.
Probably the reason why he doesn't go forward with them. He goes sideways, but it is a throw into Kettering. It is Storer with it on the far side. The temperature drops down once again. It's towards NT. He flicks the ball onto Carter. Carter can't get there. Avery can. Push in the back there. And that should be a free kick to Kettering. Blatant push.
It just is. I know Gloucester fans are unhappy. It just is a foul.
Yeah. Ken Samuel walking by rather disconsolately, look, as all wrapped up, going for his prawn. A lot of movement. This is almost the final action of the...
Well, we'll see the board go up in a moment, I'd imagine. There's not long of the 90 to go. There's no one up for Gloucester, though, if this does break. Ball in. McGrath's chasing it. He was a yard and a half too slow of it.
I reckon there'll be 4 minutes of time added on.
There's usually 4, isn't there?
Yeah, usually 4.
Two goals, couple of substitutions, a few stoppages.
And here it comes. Oh, yes.
Look at that. 4 minutes.
4 minutes of added time. We can
oh dear.
Go and get a lottery ticket now if we can guess. Well, 4 minutes for Kettering to hold on to a 2-2 draw, or should they go on to win 3-2? Let's hope they can go on to win 3-2. Plenty of time.
Although I don't think many people will be too unhappy with holding on for a 2-2 draw. Desmond at the moment.
Exactly, yes, well done. I like that one, Desmond. But it is Walker. Taylor, in fact. Luke Graham heads the ball back into the Gloucester half, but it's spooned. Taylor's header then goes out.
Where there's been so many sliced
there have been lots
or shots,
air shots, slice shots, and missed time passes.
It just seems the majority of the passes have not gone the direction that they've aimed them in. Headed out, headed back again, and there's a chance here. McGrath gets there, Graham underneath it. Solid clearance. Brought down by the Gloucester man of the match, number 3. That's too long from him though. And Paul White keeps this in play, and I think Paul White, the instructions have been play for a draw, because Paul White took his time then to pick the ball up, waste a few more seconds. Not bad if you win your home games and draw your away games. It's not an awful awful return. Or it's headed, and
I think though Paul Cox were disappointed at the way that that's a booking for Carter.
Easy booking for Carter. And now Gloucester have gone absolutely balmy at that. It's every footballer does it. It's just you take the booking, you stop them from playing the free kick quickly.
Or is it a case of they're taking them before he moved out the way? I mean,
well, no. I mean, Carter, I think, has made an effort to get in the way of it. It's a strange one to kick off about. Of all the things you could kick off,
I've seen players that actually take a free kick before you can get out the way of it to try and get you booked, and that could have been something similar. I'll go for the Kettering angle of it.
Yeah, I just don't see why they've kicked off about it. Every player does it. It's just standard football.
Yeah,
same as tactical fouls, all that kind of stuff.
Well, the game's underway again. That goes straight out for a Kettering
goalkeeper's
Town.
Distribution hasn't been amazing, has it, today for Gloucester? Will Henry. Quite a few have gone straight out of play. I make it about just under 1.5 to go. Throw
in by Storer, reaches NT, and then Carter heads it on, hoofed anywhere by Gloucester, and it does in fact reach the danger man. No, it doesn't, as Taylor gets it towards Meikle. He keeps the ball in, plays it back to Taylor. He punts it forward, but Dale gets there first. And there's a head down. Absolute poor decision, that is. He went down with his head to head that ball.
Yeah, it's a
and
strange one. Well,
he's
this
given a foul. This could be a
last chance
saloon for the
last
home.
roll of the dice.
Oh, fat lady's got a cigar out.
One
These are
final
the jokes.
Hail Mary.
Oh, these are the jokes, folks. In comes the free kick then. Last chance to win, as Ed said. It's headed on. Danger here, and
Yeah, it's
there's a
free
foul,
kick
a free kick to Kettering. The Gloucester players having a go at the linesman down here who gave it. I think he was doing a wonderful job.
Yeah, in all fairness, though, I'm really not overly sure what that was given for. There didn't look to be a lot of contact anywhere, but it has been given. And it's, well, Paul White is taking it from, let's be honest, that's a good 15 yards too far. And the referee's just allowed him to get on with it.
And
because,
he's taken an
this
exorbitant amount of time, isn't it?
This will be the last kick of the game anyway.
Well,
this isn't going to be the last kick of the game anyway.
Carter can't get there, but O'Connor can. He traps it. He gets the ball back, but it's won by a Gloucester player. Now comes away. I don't like the look of this. Well, if the ball gets there, it's going to be cut out by Taylor. It is. It does well.
That should be time, referee.
Should
We've
be time,
now had 4.5.
referee. I was just fearing that Parker was going to get on the ball. And with his silky skills, anything can happen. The referee still hasn't looked.
There
it is.
Well, Kettering will be happy with that despite leading. It's finished here. Desmond, Gloucester City 2, Kettering Town 2. It was Gloucester who took the lead early on in the first half in 12 minutes when Jack Senior scored an absolute roarer into the bottom corner before Aaron O'Connor equalised 3 minutes from the end of the first half from the penalty spot. The second half started, well, very, very quickly. There was chance after chance after chance. And there was fouls and handball shouts and everything, but nothing going. And then Kettering took the lead. It was a wonderful play from Kettering that finally got there. And it was a free kick which resulted from that play. And debutant Matt Taylor scored direct from the free kick into the bottom corner. And then just 5 minutes from time, the ever dangerous number 7 Joe Parker clipped a wonderful ball in, and I didn't see who got on the end of it. I think it was Fabian Robert. Nodded past Paul White. Wonderful goal. Nothing you can do about that one except maybe close down the distributor a little bit quicker. But it has finished here. 2-2. Join us on Monday when we are away at Curzon Ashton. Myself and Paul, unless anything goes wrong, will be there with you or for you to bring you that game live. But it is here, a point on the road for Kettering, not unhappy. Gloucester City 2, Kettering Town 2. We'll see you on Monday night. Goodbye.